Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. I'm Crash Rowsell, and it's once again time to Crash Skylanders with another Top 5 video. Ladies and gentlemen, recently we talked about my favorite NPCs, non-playable characters in Skylanders. And I stood there and I talked about how much I love them, but there's something that's been itching me for the last little while. Something that it's been sitting in the back of my mind, and I've been, trying to figure out what's up with it and why I can't get this itch out of my system. Oh right, I don't like every NPC. Yeah, there's 5 NPCs actually I'm not a big fan of, and you know what? I'm not a big fan of talking about negativity on this channel, but there's something I just need to get off my chest. And it's the 5 least favorite NPCs. Get it? Top 5 least favorite NPCs. Nice segue. Nailed it. So, the big thing about this list is it is my personal opinion, meaning there could be a NPC on this list that you'll look at me and say, are you serious, Crash? Like, I know you're like a stupid idiot, but like, come on, you can't be that stupid. Joke's on you, I am. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my personal list, meaning you guys are going to disagree with things I say, and I'm perfectly fine with that. As long as you're respectful to me in the comments, I'll be respectful to you, and hopefully everyone else is respectful to you in the comments too. But yes, I'm going to be talking about my least favorite NPCs. You may love them, you may agree with me, or you may disagree. It's completely up to you, and that's what I love about this channel, is that we are all open to discussion. So keep your mind open while you listen to these, and maybe I might change your mind on a few. Probably not. But as always, we're going to hop right in to number 5. Starting with list number 5 is going to be the most controversial one right away. It's Cali. That's right. For some reason, ever since the first game, I could never really fully connect to Cali. I feel like that she's kind of high-strung and stuck up. Now, if you look at Flynn, you'll be saying the same, like, Flynn is literally the most stuck-up character ever, as the light comes in. I disagree with that. Flynn is a likable stuck-up character. He's one of those characters that he always wants to do everything himself and all that. Tessa is what Cali should have been. Cali came to you at the beginning of the game, you save her, I don't even think she thanks Flynn or the Skylanders. She's like, oh, a Skylander! And we saved her life, and she's like, wow, you're a Skylander, and complete Flynn, Looking at her character, she's one of those characters that I never really enjoyed from the beginning. It's just like, her one goal is to save Skylands, but like, she's not doing really anything herself. She's like bragging about doing all this. She's like, hey, Skylanders, do this and all this. But like, it's something weird about her, I'm just not like something I can't connect. Is the best way to describe it. So looking at her as a whole, man, I can't connect to her. She's just that kind of character that like she's too high-strung and too like determined on beating everything and winning everything. So there's no fun involved basically. Like I don't think there's ever a joke she says in the entire game. And for the love of God, Giants at the Cutthroat Carnival, I could punch her in the face if I could. If you played that level, you'll understand. She interrupts you way too many times. And I hate it. Cali's getting number 5. And I know a lot of you will disagree with me there, but if you look at it, I'm kind of right. But you're allowed to have your own opinion. It's wrong though, but I mean, we're all allowed to have our own opinions, right, Past Crash? That's right. Let's go to number 4 before I keep making people upset. Number 4 on the list is another character that I know a lot of people enjoy, but there's one thing in particular I don't like about her. It's Persephone. Now, Persephone is a great little fairy Skylander, but she's boring. It's the best way to describe it. She is one of the most boring characters ever. You talk to her, she's like, hello, extremely. She reminds me of like vegans at grocery stores. And I know that's saying a lot. But she's always so like high-strung. She seems like she's very high-strung, if you know what I mean. She's like, hello, extremely. And she's like dancing and all this stuff. And I know the fact that she can't speak proper English and like she's doing everything in this kind of like lyric clip. And I'm not a big fan of that in games, that every other character is speaking perfectly fine. And then she's like, it's nice for me to dance with you again. And it's like, what are you talking about? Just give me my upgrades and let me go on. That's why I'm so happy in Imaginator she basically didn't exist. You just hop into the character and upgrade him yourself. And I'm like, best thing Skylanders ever did was get rid of Persephone. Looking at her character, it was one of those things that like I hated going to her and then having to talk to her, and then she'd have to talk and then you say yes. Then every time you upgrade it would zoom out and then go and explode, and then she'd talk again and then you gotta go do this. And I'm like, I just can't stand her. I just can't stand her like all positive, like, ooh, let's go, positive vibes all day, hashtag vibe check, positive vibe check. I couldn't do it. I can't stand that. I've known people who are like that and they're perfectly fine, but when I play a game, I kind of want to escape reality, so I want to get away from that, all that positive stuff. I just want to blow up things, you know? So Persephone with her weird, like, happy-go-lucky free spirit, I'm not a big fan of that, and I know a lot of people do, and that's fine, but I can't stand it. But yeah, Persephone is getting number 4 on the list for that reason alone. Now for number 3, I actually did think about this one for a while and contemplated even putting him on the list, but looking at it in the long run, I really can't stand Hedwig. So Hedwig is our number 3. He is in Trap Team. You get introduced in the cavern. For some reason, I just don't like his character. He's very simple. Like, he's just like a golem-looking dude with a candle on his head. But he's like, his level is very linear, and he doesn't do much to it. And then for some reason, he's in the next level, or like 2 levels away. He's like, "Hello, Skylander, it is me." And I'm like, "Hi, what is your point in this game?" You literally get him in the game and he introduces you to another, like, Persephone knockoff, which is ironic. That's probably why I hate him. And it's like, why is he in the game? He's one of those characters that they threw in there that has 2 or 3, like, segments, and then that's it. You don't see him for the rest of the game, and there's no point to have him. I feel like he doesn't do anything. He's a useless character to have in there when they could have had literally anyone else, like our old character, or even one of the characters you're out with, like you saved Cali and Cali comes out, and even though I don't like Cali, I would prefer having her over him, which is wild to look at. I'm not a big fan of Hedwig when it comes to that. I just feel like he's one of those characters that they kind of just threw in there, especially with so many likable characters in Trap Team and the new ones they introduced. I mean, all the Doomlanders for that matter. That's a future video there. But looking at it, it's one of those characters that he should have done better with, or had a more reason why he was in the game, and that's the reason why Hedwig is number 3 on my list, because he just kind of got thrown in there, and he could have been taken out, and it would have been perfectly fine, in my opinion. Number 2 is Lux and Lumosa. I can't stand those lights. There's literally an episode of, I don't know if it's a lock, or if it's, no, it's not a lock, because I didn't do a lock. It's the, my Imagineers playthrough. The first time I played that game, the first time I went to the Light Sensei realm, those 2 characters, oh my god. I call them annoying talking lights for a reason, because think Persephone, but speaking perfect English, but not shutting up. And it's unskippable. Who in the right mind at Activision, Toys R Bob, Vicarious Visions, Pinox, whoever did that game, who in the right mind thought that was a good idea? They are the 2 most annoying characters in the entire game, well, minus 1, obviously. But I don't ever want to do the Light Sensei Realm. I had to record the Light Sensei Realm for the video, like when I did the least favorite realms, and I had to put the little clip over there. It was the worst recording experience of my life because I didn't want to go and film that. Just straight up. And now just talking about them, they're the most annoying things ever. Every time you try to do something, they either block you off and you can't skip them, and they keep talking and talking, or then when you finally get out of the thing, you're finally just go on, they're in the background talking and floating around. It's the most annoying level of all time, and the worst part is that you're not going to beat that Sensei Realm on the first try, meaning you got to go back to that world, hear them all again that you can't skip, and do it all over again because you missed one treasure chest because you didn't know you had to push the rock off the edge. Because I didn't. I had to do it 3 times before I figured that out. 3 times listening to those things. Then I played on PS4, so I had to do it over again to 100% it, which I failed twice, which I would never fail, but I didn't complete, so I had to go back and do it again. Why? Why would you do this to me, Activision? They're number 2. And number 1 on my list is a character I've talked about from the beginning. My favorite clip in the entire Skylanders franchise is when you go to the Crystal Eye Castle and the barrel rolls down the thing and hits a character and sends them flying. Ladies and gentlemen, my least favorite NPC is Diggs. I like moles. Naked mole rats are fine. But I can't stand characters that have a whistle. They literally introduced a character named Diggs, who would be Diggs, Diggs, Diggs. He talks like this. Everything he says is with a whisper in it, you know? But it's way more high-pitched and annoying than that. The first time they introduced Diggs, he walks up to you and starts talking, and it was just from then on, I was like, no thanks. I talked about in the Dragon Lock how much I don't like Diggs. I talked about in other videos how much I don't like Diggs. I can't stand him. I just legitimately can't stand him. He's annoying. He gets in the way, and again, the best scene in the entire franchise, even though my favorite cutscene of all time will be when Glumshanks sacrifices himself in Superchargers. But nothing will compare to when Diggs got hit with that barrel and got shot away. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm so angry I can't even think about it. Just seeing him just go flying out into the sunset because I wanted to do it the whole time. I felt bad killing those enemies because I wanted to go up and be like, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Even my computer agrees. It goes, doo-doo, I agree. But yes, Diggs is hands down my least favorite NPC, and I'm so glad that he's not in the later games because I think I would probably burn Activision to the ground. That is my least favorite NPCs list. As always, this is all good fun, so don't take everything to heart if I talked about your favorite NPC in this video. Just know that everybody has their favorites. Like, think about it. My favorite Skylander is Bash, and I know a lot of people who dislike Bash. And of course, I will be like, jerks, and I hate you. But I let it slide. Just know that this is all in good fun. It's all in just, having a conversation, discussing. Now, I don't want you guys ripping other people apart in the comments just because they agree or disagree with your favorite one. So keep it fair and civil in the comments. How about that? But let me know your least favorite NPC in the comments. So, hey, let me know your favorite too while you're at it. Maybe your favorite and your least favorite are the same. Let me know your least favorite NPC in the comments below. While you're down there, check the description for, some other good stuff. My Twitter accounts. You can follow me on Twitter. You got my P.O. Box, all that stuff. So check that out. And also lots of other videos on the channel. Tons of videos uploading almost every single day here on the channel, basically. At least 3 times a week, which is pretty good. But come back next week for another awesome video here on the channel. But as always, I bid you farewell.